this big protest yacht in the harbour, Auckland Harbour, and it was protesting against the military. Anyway, it got itself on the wrong side of a marine thing. It had its bow snapped off. They brought the boat back up on the shore, and people were trying to, like, it's a nice big trimarine, it was 45 feet, you know, and people, it was the size of a small apartment, so people were trying to fix up the yacht up, or what there was left of it. Anyway, there was this old Scottish alcoholic. He had all this gear, but he got deported, left all his gear there. Anyway, we ended up scoring the yacht with all the gear. So we did our best, and we patched it up together, put a nice layer of fiberglass over it, and launched it. But at the time, we didn't really have the moorings figured out. So we just put her on a mooring, but we weren't sure if that was an okay mooring. It turned out it wasn't. So we had to, in a hurry, move off to another mooring. Anyway, so all okay, but that mooring's not ideal, you know, it's just got a bit of rope, and we really wanted some decent chain. And so anyway, the next thing I knew, there was a cyclone coming from up north, and it had a bit of a sting in the tail, you know, and it was one of those real strong winds. And I was kind of thinking, how am I going to get out there to the boat to swap this rope for a bit of chain? I basically throw my arms up on it, but I called a mate, and he said, oh, no worries, you know, I'll see you down at the boat club. Mm-hmm. So I thought, that's pretty good of him, and he reckons, oh, you know, and I'll have a little dinghy, I'll have a dinghy, you know, and I'll have an outboard, don't worry about it, it's all going to be okay, you know. So, anyway, this type of weather, you know, shipping containers blowing around in the wind, you know, is full on. And just to go down there, I've got to wear a wetsuit underneath my clothes, because it's like, you know. So we go down to there's a little boat dinghy locker shed down there in those days, and there's a jetty and a bit of a wave break, so I meet him down there. And this guy is so around the world more times than you count, sort of thing. So for him, it's sort of no big deal, you know. And anyway, he's talking about just going out there, you know, and this is like Hawaii surf type conditions, you know. No way, there's just no way. Like those rocks along Hobson Bay are just deadly. Anyway, we're talking, and I'm thinking, well, where's this dinghy he's talking about? We go, there it is, and I look down, and it's about that big, you know. It's about like a 7-foot dinghy, and he's got a 2 horsepower motor with it, and I'm thinking, no. Like I was like, yeah, he's got this clear-headedness of a lunatic, explaining how we just go out, and I thought, you know, I'll talk through it with him, you know, and I say, look, you can't even see where you're going, and he's got the perfect answer to that. He says, yeah, you know, you see over there, those city lights, you know where your yacht is approximately, and city lights, see that black spot where you can't see the lights? That's your boat. So I think, oh yeah, but even then, you know, even if I do go out there, I can't know how far out it is, you know. And he says, oh yeah, you'll know because it's just past the wave break. So how am I going to know when it's past the wave break? He says, you'll know when you're outside the wave break. So anyway, I'm in disbelief. I'm kind of a bit stunned, you know. But it's happening. He's dragging his boat down. He's got me to lift up the other side of the boat, bring it down to the wharf, and I'm in just total disbelief. Anyway, he says, I'm going out to check my boat. So off he goes. He just goes off like a surfer in the big waves, and off he goes. Anyway, I'm waiting, and I'm thinking, this is insane, you know. Like, I hope he's going to make it. And because sure as hell I wouldn't want to be out there, and like he's maybe it's bravado or something, you know, like, and what am I going to, and time's ticking by, and I'm thinking, what am I going to do about, you know, like, do I ask for the rescue helicopter, or like no one's going to go out and boat in this weather, so I'm going to have to ask for the rescue helicopter, and like I'm going to have to they're going to ask me, you know, what did he go out and it's a boat's about this big and they're going to lock me up, you know. And anyway, this guy's got a wife, he's got kids, you know, I'm going to have to front the herd, you know, and I'm really, you know, I'm getting unnerved, you know, by the whole thing and the weight, and I'm beginning to think he really has gone. And then I hear the screaming, you know, and it reminds me out of the scene out of Jaws where all the guys are sitting around talking about sitting around in the water, and every now and again one of them is taken and the high-pitched screaming. It's got that same high-pitched screaming of someone being eaten by, and I start losing, you know. And then I hear the scream again, and it sounds familiar in some way. Then I hear it again and I realise what it is. It's the outboard motor pitching as it's being thrown in and out of the water. Anyway, he comes, I see him like a surfer coming flying in on a wave, comes in effortlessly, ties up grabs hold of against the wall, and then he gets me to hold the boat, you know. He's quite, you know, vigorous about it. Hold the boat, now hold it properly, you know, get in the boat, and turn the boat around and hold it against the thing. You know, I think he's got to take something out of the boat or something, you know. So I'm in the boat, I'm holding it against a little wharf, and he goes, so do you know how to start the motor? You know, I think he wants to move it up the wharf a bit. So I said, yeah, of course I know how to start it. You know, start it then. So I start it, and he pushes me off. You know, I can't turn around, and so I've just got to head straight up these waves, you know, and they're like, you know, and it's not in the direction for the yacht, you know. I've got to head straight up these waves, not in the direction for the yacht, and just at the top of the wave, just turn it hard and try and make as much direction as I possibly can in the right direction, skedaddling down these big waves. In the trough, turn around and go straight up wave again. And my boat's filling up with water, you know, there's all the spray or the froth from the waves. And I'm thinking, you know, like sooner or later, I'm going to be in this water, you know, and I'm going to be on those rocks. Half a minute later, I'm going to be like an eggshell, you know. Anyway, and then I go outside the wave break, and it's just, you know, titanic battle to get to this trimaran. I get there, and then it's kind of, it's all peaceful. You know, it's just this wonderful sense of having made it. That you know, and the boat, even though it's a storm, it's really wide being a trimaran, so it's really calm, peaceful. I can go inside, it's nice and quiet, you know, and I try and recover my senses. I get the chain up, and I do it, and I think, fuck, you know, that was good, you know, like I achieved something useful. Next morning, I wake up, and the boat to the left of me, and the boat to the right of me, I think, where are they, you know? And I look at the rocks, and they're smashed to pieces on the rocks. Yeah.